Well, yesterday we had the toilet bowl with the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. That toilet bowl had diarrhea in it too. It was a nasty, hard to watch game. Of course, most of Raider Nation was thinking don't start winning now because they want the first pick in the draft. I believe it was Raider Beat that did a poll on X on if you want the Raiders to win or lose, and more than 80% said lose. So of course the Raiders won, and a lot of Raider Nation is mad. I guess they weren't tanking after all. The win dropped the Raiders down to the 6th overall pick with 2 games left. We shouldn't get mad at the Raiders for winning though. The Raiders will have a great defense when they're back healthy next year, and they can still do something about the offense. One of the good things we saw yesterday is rookie tight end Brock Bowers continued to show us he's that dude. He's the best first round pick the Raiders have had in a long time. Yeah, we've known he's special for a while now, but he further confirmed he's that dude. He's already making his assault on the record books. It isn't enough that he broke Sam Laporta's record of 86 catches by a rookie tight end. He had 11 catches for 99 yards yesterday, and he's on pace to break more records. He now has 101 catches for 1,067 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season. That leaves him needing just 10 yards to break Mike Ditka's record for receiving yards for a tight end. With just 5 more catches, he can break Puka Nakua's straight-up rookie record for catches in a season. With 16 more catches, Bowers can break Zach Ertz's record for catches for a tight end. Bowers is what happens when you take the best player available at a need and it fits what you do. Bowers has the exact same role with the Raiders that he had when he was at Georgia. They don't ask him to do anything different, so his transition to the NFL was seamless. The Raiders have more than just Bowers as a passing game weapon though. They have enough weapons to make any incoming quarterback comfortable. Jacoby Myers is a possession receiver that doesn't have a lot of excitement to his game. He's not a fast guy, so he's not a deep threat, and he's not dynamic after the catch either. He's always there when you need him, though. Yesterday, the Raiders only needed him twice for 41 yards. Then there's speedster Trey Tucker, the deep threat. Tucker was able to strike deep once on a 30-yarder yesterday. If whoever the quarterback is can hit Tucker up top often enough, it'll open things up for Bowers as well as the other Raiders receivers. I have to mention slot receiver DJ Turner too, even though he didn't play yesterday because he's out for the season with a broken collarbone. He looks like he's going to be a good slot receiver. Add scat back Amir Abdullah, and that gives the Raiders one of everything they need for their passing game. The next quarterback of the Raiders will not complain about a lack of weapons because there are plenty of them. Weapons in the passing game aren't all they need though. As we saw yesterday and all year, the Raiders need to protect the quarterback better. I expect left tackle Colt Miller to get back to his normal self next year after struggling to come back from shoulder surgery this year. He's one of the best in the business and simply couldn't show it this year. I expect to see improvement from rookie right tackle DJ Glaze too. Where the Raiders need work is the interior of that offensive line. Jackson Powers Johnson is a monster at center and just okay at guard, so he needs to stay at center. Plus the Raiders really don't need Andre James at center. And in the power gap scheme, they don't need Dylan Parham at guard either. He's a smaller zone blocking type of guard. Jordan Meredith is also a smaller guard, but he's done a good job since the Raiders have moved back to the power gap scheme. They can't just throw him away. So right now I'll say the Raiders need to get at least one of those big power gap guards in the next draft. The Raiders need to protect the quarterback from interior defensive linemen like Chris Jones and run the ball inside better. So what are the Raiders going to do now that they ruined their chances of drafting one of the top quarterbacks in the next draft? They say GM Tom Telesco is the best player available kind of guy, and I believe them. You could see that when he drafted Bowers at number 13 overall in the last draft. The best player available for the Raiders at number 6 overall will likely be running back Ashton Jeanty. Therefore, that's who I expect the pick to be. That would be the second year in a row the Raiders couldn't get a quarterback but made the perfect pick as far as value goes. As I just said, Jeanty would be the best player available, at a need because the Raiders need a running back, and a fit because he can excel at any scheme. Jeanty has the power to break tackles, the elusiveness to make guys miss, and the speed to take it to the house from anywhere. He also has great vision to see the hole. He catches the ball out of the backfield well and he picks up the blitz too. He's a bell cow that you don't take off the field. He would be a quarterback's best friend as he would draw 8 to the box and all 22 of the defense's eyes to himself. The Raiders need a quarterback that can benefit from and take advantage of all that. It looks like the Raiders are going to have to get him in free agency now, and Sam Darnold is the best one there. The New York Jets and Carolina Panthers just didn't know how to use him and develop him. When he went to the Jets as the number 3 overall pick, Jeremy Bates, his first offensive coordinator, had him dinking and dunking instead of using his big arm. Then Adam Gase came in as the new head coach and had him trying to do what Peyton Manning did with the Denver Broncos. You can't ask everyone to be Peyton Manning. Then in Carolina, he was running a college system. After that, he went to the San Francisco 49ers and head coach Kyle Shanahan and staff developed him. Then a year later, he goes to Minnesota and he's balling. So far this season, he's thrown for 3,776 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a passer rating of 105.4. The Raiders can use that. They may not have Justin Jefferson, but they have enough for Darnold to succeed, especially if they get Jeanty and fix that interior offensive line. The Raiders are out of contention for the first 2 picks, so the top quarterbacks will likely be off the board when they pick at number 6 overall. You may think you could just trade up, but you remember what happened last year, right? The teams that were in position to take quarterbacks refused to trade and pick their quarterbacks. That's how the NFL is trending these days, so I expect the same thing to happen next draft. Therefore, the Raiders need another plan this offseason. The best player available will likely be Jeanty, so the plan should start there. As far as quarterback goes, the Raiders can get Darnold in free agency. They'll have plenty of pieces around them too. They just have to beef up the interior of that offensive line. Thank you for watching. See you next time.